Good morning, Aquarius. How are you? Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Nicole. Always a privilege to have every single one of you. I hope you guys are doing well and fantastic. So, Aquarius, this is going to be for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, constantly, always discern the messages accordingly. If they don't fit, do not force them to fit. Check out your other placements. For those of you who have donated, liked, subscribed, shared, commented, booked personal readings with me, I thank each and every one of you so very much. It's one of the greatest ways to support the channel, right? And keep things moving forward. So thank you all for all of that. It means the world to me. So Aquarius, this will be your September 2023 reading. Sorry, I'm a little late getting the last couple out here. Life happens, right? Always. Trying to manage everything. Aquarius, I feel like for you, it kind of reminds me of Gemini energy. So you could be dealing with a Gemini. Intuitively, what I was picking up prior is like, it's almost like a two-faced kind of energy. And somewhere in the middle of that is you. And I'm going to let you guys know, I was doing Virgo's reading. And the cat, who, I don't know if you guys have seen him on here, but he tends to linger in my space when I'm doing these readings. So if the camera falls over, we know who's at fault for that, because he's like creeping right there. So bear with me, please. Locking him out turns into door scratching, so we're not going to deal with that today. So anyhow, it's like this two-faced kind of energy of there's two parts to you, or you could be dealing with somebody who is kind of showing you two parts to them. Somewhere in the middle of that is a truth. Somewhere in the middle of that is like a pillar of expression is what Spirit is giving me. And how this plays out, I'm not real sure, but it's almost like somebody is showing something back to you. So I also see that with this 11 that sits here with this Aquarius energy. This is mirroring energy. That's the word I was looking for, mirroring. Some mirroring type energy. Move. Get going. Some mirroring kind of energy there. Come on over here. Come on. Thank you. Tail, right? So let's see how this plays out for you, Aquarius. I'm sorry for the disruptions of the kitty cat this morning. He's feeling a little bold himself. Pause. I will say in these September readings, the pause card has come out quite a bit, and I'm going to reflect on the fact that we have the retrogrades going on. We've got 7 planets in retrograde. It's important to take a step back right now. It is important to take a moment and recalibrate, refocus, review, all those re's, right? Adjust, readjust. The way you're seeing things is really how this feels to me. To take quick action, to take impulsive action will absolutely backfire. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but in the coming future to that, it will backfire if you don't take a moment to regulate. Spirit is saying your emotions, comfort. You may be in a space where you're seeking more comfort in your life. For some of you, it could be emotional. For some of you, it could be in the tangible world. You may be having a hard time balancing, and I think it was Cancer that came out with this, balancing your emotions and your money, or your pentacles, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be money. It's the tangible things. But when your heart is in peace and you're in a place of stillness, everything will balance out accordingly to the way it needs to. They're also bringing my attention to your sleep patterns. And I want to say Cancer. It might have been the same thing, or Virgo. I can't remember. But paying attention to your sleep. Are you getting restful nights sleep? Are there thoughts keeping you up at night? Because it's kind of how this feels to me. With that comfort, I'm also hearing conform. Are you expecting somebody to conform to your way? Or are you feeling like you need to conform to a specific way somehow? I don't know that your ability to free think is, you guys are very, very free thinkers, right? You think beyond what we see most often. You see it in a very different sense. But I feel like maybe that is kind of shut off right now. Ask for help and open up. So this open up, you've got to let down the walls to anything that obviously you have to keep your protection up. You've got to keep your, reasonable barriers up to the world around you. 4, 5, 6 on the timer. because you want to make sure that you're protecting your personal space, your freedom, right? Your ability to be you without a cause for concern. But in the same time, there is a need to be genuinely open about who you are, is what Spirit is saying, and just be you, and trust that you're going to have that discernment within you, that you're going to know where these other energies are lying and where you are in a safe place to open up to that. If you're not sure how to go about that, ask for help. So for some of you, Spirit's giving me Virgo right now. We are in Virgo season. But you think about that too, is also like a mentor kind of energy. So finding somebody who will work with you through those things, who will help open you up, who will give you direction in that sense. So a lot of you could be coming into, and Spirit is giving me a spiritual awakening, 555 change, right? So be cognizant of that as you move forward, Aquarius, okay? So let's see here. Got the mantra cards, see how these play into the other decks that we've got going on. So if you guys are interested in personal readings, those are available and open. You can check those out in the description box below or the about section of the page. Check me out at holisticallyzenwv.com too for a full list of products and services. So let's see, Aquarius, demystifying the darkness. I'm going to leave that one sit there. Yeah, and that's, we'll get into that in one second. Deconstructing doubt. So with that pause, right, it says only my beliefs are in my way. And I said about expressing, right, expressing free will, your ability to be aware of what is going on in your world. It's also a form of expansion. So my choices determine how brightly I shine. You get to determine, Aquarius, whether you guys are on the lighter or the darker side, whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, you get to determine how you act. It's really how it's like an action, how you're portraying yourself to the outside world. If you appear to be closed off and you're not getting, reciprocation, or not getting what it is that you desire or want, or how you would like others to respond to you, it's also imperative to look at yourself and see how you yourself are responding to things. So it's very important to understand that maybe a specific given way that you have put belief into something, that it's not going to play out the way that you anticipate it to play out. It can't be that way. You're going to have to change that perspective as to how you're addressing that. And this demystifying the darkness, my shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. When we talk about that comfort and that opening up, our shadow side, I had a comment in another video about they didn't have a shadow side. Yeah, we all have a shadow side, myself and everybody else. I don't care where you come from. We all have a shadow side. And when you deny yourself the fact that there's parts of you that are not in maybe a healthy state, or they need reconstruction, you're denying yourself the right to expand and to live in a whole, in general. So my shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. So what is it that you're dealing with or struggling with when it comes to this opening up? And that's going to be a very strong indication as to where that love needs to go, where it is that you need to feel that freedom to express. And Aquarius, you have to give that to yourself, right? We will always have a shadow side. It's what we choose to do with it. It's that ego, right? How we choose to play with it, how we choose to address it, how we choose to love it, and understand why these things come up within us. And to me, this is very much about the idea of allowing that love to come into you and not closing that space off, or just even kindness. It doesn't have to be love or romanticism. It's just the sense of kindness that surrounds you or needs to come into your life, that's trying to come into your life. So allow that to happen as it needs to happen. And I can't find my cards. There they are. Okay, so Aquarius, let's see. For Aquarius, please, Spirit. There's a lot of wisdom too. I was talking about, finding a mentor, that Virgo energy too. There's a lot of wisdom. When you think about the Hermit card, there's so much that is gained over the lessons that we experience. You've got to allow yourself to be appreciative of what it is that you have gained and now are starting to understand, or things that I almost feel like you're going through a review process, maybe from around your birth season, January, February, right? So it's like when you go back to January, February of this year, what was it that you were learning about? Spirit's drawing me back to the beginning of the year, so in 10, endings, new beginnings. What was it that you were experiencing on an emotional level? What was it that was trying to open you up or teach you these things? And with that, maybe right now with all those retrogrades, it's asking you to go back and expand on that energy, to recognize that energy. What was it that you were doing at that time? Who it was you were engaging with? How was it that you were feeling? What were you experiencing? And how is it playing out in your world right now? So, very important message right there, Aquarius. Spirit's giving me the chills. All right, for Aquarius, please. We'll take it. That root chakra. That root chakra is our stability. It is our foundations. It is those pillars, right? It is about how we ground and connect to the world around us, where we feel secure. You may feel like the only security you have right now is at home. But it's like requiring a lot of strength for you to be in this energy. And it's kind of, I won't call it so much aggressive, but there's a little bit of an oomph, for lack of a better word. There's a little bit of oomph to that, and how you're expressing this. And then appreciation. There's a closing of a cycle. Spirit is giving me. Check that ego. You've got the deceit with that solar plexus chakra. There's some self-deception. There's some ego base in there. That 10 and that 7. Very important energy. Whatever the situation is for you guys, and again, it's going to be different for all of you, don't cut your nose off to spite your face. Or again, maybe this is somebody that you're dealing with, right? But it comes across as mysterious, as challenging, as Spirit is saying that tough times are ahead. So it's good, but I'm going to say this to you. Intuitively, the tough times are not about the fact that they're definite. It's going to be in how you handle yourself in any given situation. Plain and simple. And it's to get outside of the ego. It's to get outside of that. It's like you feel this need to massively protect yourself, those defenses coming up, right? So you may feel like you've been singled out for some of you somehow. Some of you may feel like you're in a space of lack as well. I don't think that you are. The experiences that are brought to us are meant to teach us something, right? And I know I sound redundant when I say this, but it's just the facts, right? It's the facts of the spiritual aspect of the self. But to be in appreciation and gratitude is, maybe you need to be in a more appreciative state. Maybe another person, when it comes to you, needs to be in a more appreciative state. Maybe it's the idea that you both need to appreciate each other for what it is that has been brought to the table as a result of whatever interaction has happened. The ending with this is to learn how to just be grateful. Learning how to be grateful that even if things don't turn out the way that you had hoped, that you're just grateful for the state, where it landed at the end of the day. I do feel like, Aquarius, that we got the 5 of Swords in the reverse and the King of Pentacles in the reverse with that yin and yang, which is the balance. It's that masculine and that the duality. There we go. The duality of the masculine and the feminine energy, as we know. It is the light, it is the dark, it is all the contrast that we see in everything around us, right? The good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly, all of those things. To me, I feel like you feel like your balance is off right now. Not sure what to do with that, how to renew or restore that balancing energy. And I feel like with this pause, you may be feeling shortchanged, cheated, I'm going to say this. If you guys are dealing with some type of depression, make sure that you're getting the services that you need. But at the same time, it's like this down and out kind of energy. What is this? There's that hangman I talked about. And you could be dealing with a Cancer. You could be dealing with a Pisces as well. We've got the Chariot and the hangman in the reverse. You may be seeing other people around you just in a different light altogether. You may even feel deceived by maybe words that were spoken, things that were said, the direction that you see that this has pulled you since you've entangled yourself. And this is that pause. This is getting that different perspective, that aha moment. It is finding that balance. You know, you look at the hangman in the reverse. I always find this card to be so interesting to me in so many ways, because there's always so much to it. He's doing this on one foot. If he was balanced, he'd have 2 feet on the ground, right? He would have that balancing energy of, you know, we've got the 2 sphinx, I think is what these are called, there, right? There is the light, there is the dark, there's that contrast that I talked about too with that yin and that yang energy. But he's got 1 foot on the ground and the other one is just there, right? It's just there. It's not supporting him. It's not helping him. But it's to bring yourself back down to earth, to bring yourself out of your head, to allow yourself not to feel tangled up in a web of thought that is happening. And I feel like there's little communication. Things may, you know, pause, and you've got the 8 of Wands in the reverse. You know, it's slow moving energy right now, and it may be a very uncomfortable energy to be in when you're in this space. You know, and there you are, Aquarius, the star, but in the reverse. I just feel like there's a lot of disappointment that surrounds that foundational energy. And again, we have a 4 here, along with that root chakra, which is indicative of the same. So it really feels like what you're going through right now is this balancing act and trying to find your bearings about you, not sure where to pour, you know, emotion into. I don't even feel like back here, if this is your current past, or this could be your present, or this could be what's coming. It's going to be different for everybody, but it's really feeling off to you. And it's just this desire to just want to kind of push past this and move forward without truly addressing it. I say for some of you, it's almost like if you look at the various parts of yourself, you are working towards your wish fulfillment. It's like you're addressing this, you're sitting with this, you're recognizing it, and you are working through it. For others of you, there's that, I talked about that sleep. Are you getting restful sleep? There it is, that 9 of Swords energy, sitting with this. Are you truly getting what it is that you need to stay out of your head, to get over anxiety or ruminating thoughts, restless thoughts that are keeping you up, stressing you out? For some of you, maybe even making you sick to your stomach. So what is this first chakra about for Aquarius, please, Spirit? The Knight of Wands. The Devil. Impulses. What I say about it, I think I said earlier about impulse control or something to that effect, right? So Aquarius, really taming the obsessive energy. And I know that I think it might have been August reading where I talked about that obsessive energy, you know, different addictions, codependencies, toxicities, negative thought patterns, negative self-talk, negatively approaching a situation or a subject matter. I feel like when it comes to your stability, it's kind of hard fought, hard won to control those impulses. I do feel like you are finally pulling back the reins, though, with this energy, whatever that means for you specifically, because you're recognizing that you cannot do something the same way that you've done it before, because you're going to get that same outcome as you have in the past, and it's going to take you back into this these negative ways, you know, feeling like you have nothing, that nothing is in balance. But I also feel like the part of this is you keep going back to that mentally more than anything. So those thoughts I said about being in lack, what comes out? The 5 of Pentacles. Again, it's like, well, where do I have to go to get what I need? And obsessing over that idea and coming at it without emotion. Very cold. The King of Cups is the kindest, most compassionate, loving man. And then in that reverse, you know, I hate to just go flip the role here, but it is the truth that he's coming into it without any emotion tied to it. And Aquarius, I know for some of you it's hard for you to dive into those emotional states, but it's necessary right now. That appreciation comes from an open heart space. And that's where Spirit is leading you to, is to just be open to coming at things in compassion and in love. Whether it's forgiveness or Spirit is saying trying again, it's going to be the approach that you take is going to solidify how things move in the future for you. So, you know, it's kind of like you would tell your children to think before they act, right? Like, think about this before you do it, because there's a consequence to that. And it's kind of it is the same thing, essentially, that however you react today, or how you choose to respond, reacting or responding, is going to be indicative of how things may go in the future, with whether it's yourself, another person, spiritually, whatever it might be for you. That Queen of Pentacles comes out in the sideways position. Know that somebody is, I feel like you're dealing with a couple of energies here, Aquarius. Some are trying to return what was borrowed, is what I'm hearing. Going from that 5 to that 6. But it's also going to be about your mindset. Like, if you're in that space of lack, right? The universe is going to set it up to keep you in that space of lack. That's where that vibrational energy is coming from. It's going to leave you out in the cold, as we see on the 5 of Pentacles. But when you change the thought process of how it is that you're dealing with this, everything else will line up accordingly. It'll all come back. Everything comes back around exactly as it needs to for you. But it's about the emotional stance of it, that even when you are without, you are being gifted something. The damn Tower card comes out. That may be a very hard lesson to learn. It's like, I don't think, whether this is for you or for somebody you're dealing with, not understanding that not everything, and I'm going to say is pentacle based, because we've got a shit ton of pentacles sitting here. Not everything is about the tangible. And when you're lacking the emotionality behind it, it's hard to keep things in a balanced position. Spirit is saying it was just a hard lesson. It was a hard lesson that had to be learned, and is being learned at this moment. If it doesn't work, then let it fall, right? Let it go to ash, so that something more strong, more stable, Spirit is saying more admirable, can come into balance and focus for you. But you can't pass judgment along the way. Like, your experience is exactly what it needs to be for you in any given moment. If you're sitting with anger, to really address that. Because if you're addressing your anger or your thoughts in a negative fashion, whether it's wishing something ill upon somebody else or something to that effect, it is going to create a greater imbalance for anybody. The things around you. I don't even know. Aquarius, such an odd reading. Appreciation, the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. The 6 of Wands in the reverse. The 3 of Wands in the reverse. Jeez Louise. Make sure you're not making excuses, Aquarius, is how this feels. The 6 of Swords in the reverse. The 5 of Swords, or 7 of Swords in the reverse. The Page of Swords in the reverse. No, the 7 of Swords in the upright, Page of Swords in the reverse, and then the 9 of Swords. Everything is like impulse control with this. Nothing but swords, nothing but wands. Some pentacles in here that's going, this is my focus. But it's taking action and mental thought on how you get back to certain things. It really feels like a god-awful negative mindset to me. And it's like, what I'm hearing from Spirit is, well, how can I appreciate an experience that hurt me or put me in this negative or lacking space in life? I don't care if it's good or bad. It doesn't matter. If we're learning what it is that we need to learn from a particular situation, we can find appreciation for a particular situation, even if we feel like it's been hard and heavy. For some of you, I think this is just a little sliver. It's not ruling your life, but for some of you, there's a little sliver of forgiveness that needs to be worked on from years before. Maybe when it comes to addictions, codependencies, all of those things that sit with the devil. For others of you, right now, this is a ruling factor in your life of how you move forward. you've got to change the mindset to, yes, this was maybe a negative situation. No, it did not go the way that I wanted it to. It does not make me happy. But what did I learn about myself in it? What lesson did I learn when it comes to other people, or what the universe is trying to show me? Because I just keep seeing this lack mentality, the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Like, it's almost like somebody just didn't get their way. And as I say that, the Ace of Swords comes out, and that's the truth. Somebody just didn't get their way. So how do I have appreciation for something that I didn't get my way in? That is the ego talking. That is 110% the ego talking. The Five of Cups, Aquarius. I'm without. What you're not seeing is that on the other side of this, the universe is opening doors for you. On the other side of this, there is something greater and grand scheme that the things that are not meant for us fall out of our lives. They work themselves out, they detract, they go elsewhere, right? And it's like you're letting your emotions, when they are there, run away with you. You're forgetting that there's more to life than what it is that you're focused on right now. It's time to switch it up and change the process. 26:26 on the clock. Aquarius, I feel like you guys, like, your readings are always rough for me for some reason, and I'm sorry, but take what is for you, right? Always. So Aquarius, there you are. You could be dealing with another Aquarius. Pisces, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn again. A lot of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, so you could be dealing with an earth sign, most definitely there. All right, let's get you guys some advice and send you on your way, all right? That was quick. I'm going to take 2 of these for you, Aquarius. All right, blessings of the Moon Maiden. The Moon Maiden with her lucky hair brings auspicious tidings of prosperity and abundance to you now. The universe seeks to replenish, restore, and create through you. Allow yourself to receive beyond what you thought is possible by opening your heart with gratitude now. And there it is. Appreciation, gratitude, it's one and the same, right? Let the blessings of good fortune from the beloved maiden of the moon, Kuan Yin, flow easily into your life. Again, they're asking you over here to open up, right? Open yourself up to this. Sisters of the sun rising, you are a highly creative being with the ability to help raise the vibration of consciousness on this planet through your creative projects and dreams. Remain open to other souls joining forces with you. Just like the Sisters of the Sun Rising, who bring great energy to help humanity through their group endeavors, when you allow for aligned group effort, and wonderful things can happen. The one thing that came up, and sometimes I'll wait for like double confirmation from Spirit before I will let it come out of my mouth, was this part of this is about a community sense for you in general. And this to me was that second confirmation that I needed to get this out there. That this is community related. And with this Five of Cups, maybe what the group or the situation that you thought would be long term has proved itself not to be. Or you just may be in such a mental state right now that says no. This is emotionally depleting for me, or it feels this way because I'm in need of accountability. So again, I also will say that I would say 50-50 here. You guys are dealing with somebody like this, or this is you. But if a particular group of people or what it is that you're working on or working with is not working out for you, trust that these things are going to be replaced with something that is more on your vibrational level, whether it's a higher positive or a lacking sense, but they're going to be replaced with what your vibrational match is. So just be aware of that. Do you want to move onward and upward, or do you want to stay stuck and stagnant? But take this time, Aquarius, to really pause and reflect on where your life is going. And I'm going to say for some of you, expect massive changes about every 6 months for the next 12 to 18 months. Like it's almost like you need to feel it out, but you have to feel out where you're heading, or who you're with, or what you're engaging in. But it's going to be steps to getting out of this energy. but you also have to be willing to work with it. So, you know, important message there, Aquarius. So, all right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'm wishing you the very best month of September. Take care of yourselves. I hope to get some additional videos up here soon. And again, if you found this reading resonated, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Sending love and light. Bye.